In this men's finest video, let's look at the anatomy of made-to-measure shirt. So here I will tell you everything you need to know in order to buy your first made-to-measure shirt. And hi, my name is Michael, and with over 300 videos on this channel, I help men look smart. So first things first, the yoke and the shoulders. This is probably the most important part of your shirt. If the shirt ends where your shoulder ends, this is the correct size for you. So this is super important. Number two is armholes. How tight they are, how high they are. It needs to feel comfortable, but also it doesn't have to sort of pinch you at any point. So it needs to be, basically needs to finish where your arms sort of finishing and just give you maybe an inch of movement there. So you don't need a lot. It needs to be tight, it needs to be high. I can still move in it. Sleeve is the third biggest mistakes people make when buying shirts. They need to be slim fit, they need to give you enough movement, so it needs to be that balance, but also they need to finish at the right moment of your hand. So you see that bone there, you barely see, but that bone there, right? That bone is where your shirt should finish. So when you stand up, that shirt should actually finish on that bone. Simple as that. And also you've got things like how big is this part, this sort of cuff. Should it be 6-7 centimeters, or maybe should it be 8? I like it when it's slightly bigger, because then when you put your jacket on, you will never actually see this material underneath your jacket. You only see the cuffs, so I like that. And don't forget to always display maybe an inch, maybe 2 centimeters of your shirt when you're wearing a jacket. Next one is the front of the shirt. Even if you have got a bigger belly, this should still hide this. This is the magic that happens when you sort of start wearing shirts and made-to-measure clothing. They are made for you, they're made to hide things. So good made-to-measure shirt should hide your belly, because the magic happens in the back of it. So back of the shirt is all to do with pleats and how they are managed. If they on a side, they give you movement. If they're in the center, they are more strict. But also you can have like a side vents. You can have like side adjustments on your shirts where they actually make sort of your appearance to be more muscular, more of that V shape. That's what you want in your shirt, to again accentuate things that you want to show and hide things you don't want to show. And this is one of those things where you can have your center pleats or side pleats, or you can just have a side kind of adjustment there on your shirt as well. The back of the shirt and the tail of the shirt should sort of cover your bottom. So as well, it should be long enough to cover your bottom. So it should never actually come out of your trousers unless you actually specifically design a shirt that it's shorter, that doesn't cover your crotch, and then you can wear it outside of your jeans, for instance. So if you're going out on a date, you roll up your sleeves, the shirt is outside, sort of hanging, maybe open slightly here. The area to pay attention to is collar. Shape of collar is of course personal preference, and in my opinion it should vary from shirt to shirt. It also depends how often you're planning to wear in a bow tie or a tie, because if you, for instance, like this one, a normal Kent collar, slightly bigger with some collar stays, removable collar stays, I'm planning on wearing with this shirt probably bow ties and ties. If I wouldn't, I would actually have a concealed button there that I can sort of tap into my shirt there, and my shirt always stay like this, so it would never go flat like that. This is not a good look unless you're going for 70s kind of look. What about pockets? Front pockets? No pockets. Story's over. To sum up, Few things to remember when ordering your first made-to-measure shirt. Have a plan, have an idea of what you want, or at least you know what you don't want. And talk to your tailor, ask him for recommendations, and then sort of follow his guidance in a way that he's going to be asking questions about what do you use that for, how often you plan on using it. Is that more like going out shirt or everyday shirt? Are you planning on wearing neckties or bow ties with it or not? So all of those questions, answer them and just trust your tailor that he's going to do the great job on your first made-to-measure shirt. Let me know in the comments if you're ready for your first made-to-measure shirts and when I can help you with your first one. Let me know in the comments below. And of course today I'm wearing Men's Finest made-to-measure shirt. It's Italian fabric, extremely light, 120 grams. Obviously contrasting cuffs, contrasting collar. I've got monograms as well for Men's Finest there. I like sort of details as monograms. I also decided to go for extra color. You can see there, barely, but this is what it is. So if I open that shirt up, you can see that the stripes are different than these stripes. This is the sort of combinations I'm talking about. You can actually go probably unlimited in terms of variety of different combinations and possibilities. So I'm pretty sure no one has ever created a shirt like this ever before, ever after, because the possibilities of different colors and cuffs and contrasting and materials and monograms, endless.